Hey guys, welcome to the Steel Curtain Network News. I'm Manny Madden. This is the first coach show here on the Steel Curtain Network News, and it's going to be the first installment of the Manny Madden show. We're going to talk about roster moves and games and different stuff like that. So I am the coach, I am the host, I do it all. That's right. Coach Madden. So, John Madden's my dad, and Manny Madden is my name. So, here we go. The first bit that we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about the guys that we had to let go from our team, and also we've traded from. The first guy we're going to discuss is LaShawn McCoy. He's getting up there in age, wasn't really producing, and so we just had to let him go. We also said goodbye to Bryant. He is now with the Indianapolis Colts. We wish him the best, but he was having some issues trying to getting a contract done here in Pittsburgh. But we do wish him the best. He was a little bit disgruntled in the locker room, but we're not going to get into any mudslinging or anything like that. But we do wish him the best there in Indianapolis. We'll be playing him the last game of the season, so I'm sure he's looking forward to that one, and so will we. We had a tough game this last week. We did lose to Denver. It was a close game. We lost there at the final seconds. We were down on the goal line, and time ran out. I do have to say I mismanaged that game, so we'll talk about that a little bit more. Right now, the player of the mid-season for us, the MVP, is Shazir. I always get his name mixed up, but he doesn't mind. So, as you can see in some of the replays, he has just had dominant game after dominant game. He had an absolute beast mode game. The last game we played in Chicago. We were actually at home, but we were against Chicago. Had 3 picks, a forced fumble, a sack. He was just all over the field, and we were hoping to continue that momentum in Denver. Just didn't happen. I think some of the high altitude may have gotten to Shazar. So, but we're just going to look forward to the next game. We just got to do some in-game practicing. Getting ready for those situational things we may come across in the game, just like that. The other players that have been doing pretty well for us is obviously Ben, and then also Bell. Also, another good player for us so far this year has been surprising Artie Burns in his first season. Actually, it's his second season, but first season pro. He's done quite well on the edge. We have had some issues with our passing defense. We are 26 in passing defense, but it is because we got some young guys back there in the defensive backfield. We've got 3 starters on the back end that have less than 5 years experience between them all. So something that as we go forward, they're going to grow in experience, and they're going to get better back there. We're already seeing the improvements in their game from week to week, and we're just looking forward to getting these guys coached up a little bit more, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the future. Yeah, speaking of young players, we really went to the youth movement here in Pittsburgh. We felt like it was time to start moving on from some of the older players and start getting some of the young guys ready for not only this season but next season. Bates has been a strong point for us there in the secondary. Also Widner. He's been basically the biggest surprise of the team so far this year. And I mean, we just scoured the wire. I don't know how he slipped through the draft. but he was a rookie free agent, and we've seen his potential, especially in the passing department. Has great strength and pass blocking ability. He lacks a little bit in the run block, but that's something that we can coach him up, and I believe he's going to be an excellent pro here at the next level, and it's going to be great to see what happens with Widner further down the road. All right, for the next segment of the show, we're going to take a question from our Twitter followers, and this question is, what is the biggest need that we have going into the off season and into the draft? I think our biggest need is we still need to shore up the offensive line, defensive line. If you can win in the trenches, you can win the battles on the back end and also down the field. We've got a couple guys in the draft that we're looking at. We're also anticipating some guys being available in free agency after the end of the season. So stay tuned and see what happens in the Steelers offseason. All right, guys, it's that time. We want to thank our sponsors, EA Sports and the OMFL. You've been listening to the Manny Madden Show. You've been listening to the Manny Madden Show, brought to you by the Steel Curtain Network News.